Hello you beautiful peeps, welcome to the Destructor BBR. Some of you may already know this. The video that I had released already for today, that was uploading during the night, unfortunately failed. I woke up to having a complete computer meltdown, so the upload didn't happen. So I am now rushing to get this video done so I can edit it, so it will be late, and I apologise for that. If you also notice, I'm making it even more difficult by having a third camera. So what am I doing? But I wanted to get into the RC car with as much detail. Okay, so as you can see, I've already taken 3 of the wheels off, left the last one. Finger tight? Nope. That would be too easy, wouldn't it? A lot of people were sort of asking for more detail on this car, which is fair enough. I myself want more details on it. I want to see how good it is. So my intention is to get into the differentials today and show obviously the process a little bit more. A couple of people asked about which battery I used on this other than the original. The original was there, and the LiPo didn't really increase the speed by very much at all. That's why I didn't really mention it on the last video, but this is just a 2S 7.4 volt 2800 milliamp hour. I thought it was a 2200 milliamp hour because they are identical in size, but there you go, I am wrong. Now, I have had a look at this before pressing record, and I have no idea how to get into it. I really do not. It's actually a bit complicated, but I think it's going to be one of those that once I get into it, it'll be like, oh, well, that wasn't very complicated at all. So I think job number 1 is to turn it around, make sure everything's in focus, and what do I reckon? Get off this big rear wing. Now, all of these, from what I've seen, screws and bolts seem to be the Allen key type. So I've just pulled out ones that are roughly the correct size, and I'm hoping that they will be fitting. Again, I'm going to be taking off bits now that I assume need to come off, but may not need to. But I don't know the car at all. I did actually have a look in the instructions for once, which is not usual for me, and they just had a blown, you know, one of those sort of, oh, actually I can show you, can't I? One of these blown up. Anyway, there you go. So it doesn't really give you very much information at all on what the process is to take it apart. Now, if you can see, we have 2 screws that need to come off here, and I'm hoping it will then be this one here and these 2 here. I'm hoping this camera's going to work, or else I've just messed everything up, haven't I? If this third camera doesn't work, obviously I've not been showing this one, then I apologise. Why is this just spinning? Oops. The reason I brought the third camera in is with this one and such a large car, it's impossible to sort of lift it up and show the angles. So, as I said, I'm hoping that this will be the solution and not the downfall. Now I'll shut up so that I can fast forward through these bits. So hard to show. Whoa. It's going to be one of those cars that every bolt is going to be different, isn't it? Hope not. This is the longest bolt in the history of bolts. DF model, seriously? It's not holding on the wing to a 747 for the love of God. I bet you this rear wing does not need to come off. Look at the size of that. Make sure you keep the little spacers. Okay, so those spacers go there, and these spacers here go there, and obviously the large bolt goes through them. Nice. Right, now that gives us access. I do see a bolt here. You see what I mean by having such a large car? A bolt here. I'm going to have to rely on this camera, so I'm pretty sure that this does have to come off, but that's going to have to come off. That's going to have to come off. That's one of those pins by the looks of it. I'll show you how that lot comes off. Okay, I'm putting this one back on. Don't take this one off. Take the bottom one off instead. That's this one down here. Oops. That's fitted in. So I could just put that back. Nice, that's a lot easier. The reason I just changed my mind about taking the top brace off rather than the lower brace, or the lower mounting point, is because, can't see, let me bring you in. See in here, there seems to be a little bit white piece of plastic. That could be obviously mounted into the shock, I think it may be, but why overcomplicate? So that's now off. Right, so now I will take this one off here, and then the one off at the rear there. Everyone's different. Oh, come on, that's a little bit irritating. Okay. These small screws, where are we? Have to come out, and then we can push the pin through. He says, whole pin. Dokie. Now. You need something thin, like that. And then, if you see all the way up there, see that tiny little hole? Tiny. See if I can put this in without it all falling. In that. See that? Oops, sorry about that. I just pushed here, and as you can see at the rear, the pin has come out, which is very, very good. Actually, while I'm here, I'm just going to do the other side as well. Yeah, cool. Now, wonderful, look at the size of those, shish kebabs. By taking these out, it releases that, and as you can see, it all pretty much falls apart from this point, which is fabuloso, like that indeed. So, how are we doing? Do you know what? There are no more visible screws at the top. Oh no. So, does this have to come off? I wonder. I do not know. I honestly do not know. I'm going to take these two off to start with and pray that I've got something right. Seeing if it releases. It's released that side at least a little bit, so I assume that I have to undo these two as well. I don't think that one had to come off, but let's see. Okay, well that's definitely off. What's stopping it now? Okay, I think I know. So, I'm going to undo this one and this one here. And I think that's for the engine mounts. Motor mounts, motor mounts, motor mounts. Because we've undone the top one. Oh no. Oh no, it's going to be one of those, isn't it? That one and that one. All of this is important because I need to see how to get the brushless system in, you see. Haha! Let's get that out of the way. Are we ready? Okay, before I go any further, I'm just going to take this one off and this one off here. Ta-da! And it all comes off. Okay. Okay. Right, well. This is handy, like that. Undo these. One. So black to blue. Mind you, I don't think I'm going to put this back together. Those that wish to see, let me push that a little bit further back. See that in detail. Very cool. Facing away from me. Look at the size of that beast. You see that they have put some grease in there because there's a big blob of it there. Okay, that's what that, turn it back over. That's what this small screw here was for. Good. I assume to also fill with oil. If that's the way you want to go. Maybe not. Not for outside the diff. I don't know though, you do. Answers on a postcard. I'm just putting that one back in, obviously. The fewer screws I have laid around, the better. I always find a car at this point just a little bit, not pathetic, just a bit like, because it all sort of falls apart, doesn't it? What I am going to do is just try and get some of this dust, because they've got grease here, as you see, and there's a lot of muck, so just pull it away from that area. Right, It's interesting to see that they do have the grease there as well, so I will re-grease that afterwards. There we go. Actually, I am going to get all of that gunk off there. For those that are interested, we have 40.8 outer gear, 17.9 for the bearings, so that'll be 18. I don't think, no, I can't really get in. When we get that off, maybe I could do, oh, there we go. I'm going to do that properly when we get it off. Okay, right. What else did I need to measure? Nothing really. I'll do that anyway, because we're here. 29.5. So we have the 4 that need to come off, and I will be doing these gently. I do not want to mess this up. Okay, now, to be clear, this weighs a lot and it feels like such good quality for a car that cost 150 euros. I do not know what's in here. I've never opened one of these this large before, so let's find out together, shall we? No, let's not. Don't have to come off, do they? No. Oh. Look how pretty that is. It's gorgeous. Can't say there's not enough grease in there, can you? Honestly, look at that. It's beautiful. And all pretty clean, isn't it? I was a little bit concerned about what to find in here. Like, I'm sure a lot of you feel the same way. It's the unknown, what's in here that you don't know about. I have a second backup camera there, so I've actually got 4 cameras on today because I've got a brand new camera that I'm recording on here. So I guess that's it. If this one messes up, I'm in trouble. Oh, look. Gorgeous. Right, let's get these bits and bobs out, shall we? This is where I do find out that there's loads of springs and whatnot in there, isn't there? I don't think there is. I am keeping particular aware to see if there's a shim here, which is essentially a washer. I am impressed. You can't feel the quality of this, but it feels like I'm taking apart a $500 car here right now. These are really impressive. I know that there were several comments on my last video introducing this car about, you know, what's the drivetrain like, and I think you can all see it is pretty good, isn't it? As you can see, there was a washer there, so just keep that in mind. 4 washers. There we go. Save me leaning over so far. Yeah, that's a surprise. Just noticed that there wasn't a gasket here, so no diff oil in there. I'm sure it's not hard to just put a gasket there. and then in here. I'm just going to get out as much as I can. I'm not going to be going over the top right now. I will do a complete strip down off camera because it takes so long to strip all of this down. Just get out what I can. Do you know, it's basic design, but good quality. Okay, now putting it back together, you need to keep a couple of things in mind. You see how these have got little grooves on them? They have to sit like so. If they sit like so, no bueno. Just doesn't work. It will never work again. They have to sit like that. So when you put this back in, that one goes in first, and then obviously this one that way goes down on top. So I'm just going to grab my white lithium green. Oh, I'm going to have to buy a new one soon. You may. So, big squidge. In. And a washer. And then drop it. Washer. So again, you see how that slit is facing upwards. Well, it was until I spun it round. Really? There we go. So you've got the cross here where they go back in. Just push it up like so. Do not be tempted to push it into the grease yet, because you need to make sure that the top bar fits in perfectly first, okay? So we have to have it facing that way. It's so large and chunky, I don't really need my tweezers. Love it. Love it. Nice. Now, see how that's sat on top? Look at that. See how it's now intertwined. So, push it down. I need something more substantial. There we go. Do not be tempted to turn it now, because you can knock it out of alignment. Just have faith that what you've done is correct. It has quite a lot of grease in there. I'm just going to put actually let's put a smidgen at the top here, just to make sure that the top gear does get some, like so. Now, 4 screw holes, 4 screw holes. I am not joking about the quality of this. Oh, it's saving. I'll just wait, shall I? I'm not joking about the quality of this. This feels such good quality. After recording for 30 minutes, it now tells me that the SD card isn't fast enough. Oh, never try anything new, John. Honestly. So obviously the bits at the start, if it is, you'll have already seen if I don't have the bits at the start, I apologise. have this set on as low as possible. Do not use the drill to go all the way down, okay? Just do it down to about that height, as you can tell. Okay, as well as my computer breaking this morning, that camera shut down, this camera won't record, and that one shut down. What? Two cameras there, remember. So, where I was just doing the last tightening up here of the 4 screws or bolts. Make sure they're not too tight. Too tight, very bad. That's when you actually start to get some grinding going on, so keep that in mind. Oops. Very nice indeed. Excellent. So that is now done. So now put it back together. Go up. Thank you. Nice. Nicey, nice. Right. This goes away from me, as you remembered. Excelente. That way. Like so. As you can see here, you've got the 2 bearings. You need to make sure that they are in position, like Gideon. Uh-oh. That's not good. Good. There's a pin here, so if this does come off, you see that there. There's a pin there. I need to make sure that doesn't fall out. There you go. I'll show you that in detail. See that pin there? Come on. Nice. Then that fits on like so. Excellent. Nice. I am going to put grease in here and some grease in there as well. Not a lot though. It's already got some there, and I obviously haven't cleared that much of it away, so. Right, and then nice. I'm not going to go over the top with that. So then okay, so if you undo the 2 screws at the bottom like I did and the top one, it looks like this can come out, but then how would that come out? We'll find that out when we get to the front. Well, here you go. There you go. Right. Yes. I have to be very careful with how I do this, or else it's all going to fall apart, isn't it? Putting this big one in at the rear there. falls apart, huh? Right, now I'm going to hold all of this and turn it over. That large one at the rear, then you see how these are different lengths. So large right at the back, those two like that. That's not turning at all. What? These two aren't lining up. Nope. Obviously it's because, whoops. Because this just needs to be jimmied into position. So, actually they lined it up. They're lined up now. Today. Nice. Stop. Right. Where are we? We have the one last bolt that needs to go in. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the video once this is back together, because I'm already into 42 minutes, which is very long. So then I'll do the front differential and disassemble on my next video. Right, now, this needs to be reattached. Excellent. Make sure that the drive shaft or CVD dog bone goes back in. That falls back down. You take your long pin, push it all the way through, like so. Then you finish it off with yay. This screw obviously holds that pin in place. Nice. It's just, well, the shock needs to go back on as well. Excellent. And this shock back on. I can bring all the bits in here and I'll show you. Okay, so we had these longer ones go. So So that goes like that, and then obviously mounted onto the car there. Don't move. Okay. We have different ones here, so I'll just quickly show you. See how you've got longer and shorter. The shorter ones go on the bottom. The longer ones go at the top here because they have to go, where was it? Through one of those. Ooh. Okay, I'm not 100% sure which one it went through, but I'm pretty sure it was like that. Like so. So let's get it all in position. Yeah, like so. Okay, so I'm not going to put you guys through me twisting like that for another half an hour. That's not fair. So that is the rear differential, disassemble and greasing up. And I've got to say, really impressed with this car for the price. Geesh, I am so happy with that. So happy indeed. For those that have forgotten, black to blue, but I'm swapping this out anyway, and red to yellow. Okay. Just seeing that both are in fact spinning and working. And if I turn one, the other one goes the other way. Excellent! Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found the video useful. Make sure you check out the next video where I'll be disassembling the front and taking another 40 minutes to do that. Have a great day. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Take care. Bye-bye.